So finally, I got myself available again, so to speak. Well, oh boy, do I have some self confirmation of what I've been seeing for myself. I mean, if I close my eyes, I see my voice being represented in space and in time and generating new patterns while I speak and concentrate on it. I can move around with my eyes looking at the three-dimensionality of what I'm looking at while I'm constructing it while I'm speaking out aloud. Well, now you see that I construct a warm, orangey, fuzzy, space encasing me just by using my own voice and looking at things in, well, imaginary space, so to speak. And I hear all kinds of vehicles outside influencing whatever I see while I, visually see it being transformed from one thing to another, from sounds to a kaleidoscope of colors and forms, according to certain mathematical algorithms. Precisely that change from one thing to the other, that's the alchemy. The alchemy that's exposed at the heart of psychedelics. The alchemy of one sense transforming into another sense. We call that synesthesia, but it is just a sense expressed in other senses due according to mathematical laws that govern all of these transformations that go on inside of our brains, which make us harmonize with each other, and therein lies love, true love, for oneself, for those around one. Also, the self-harmonization, the depths of harmony being investigated. For what one sees, one also partially is. What one hears, one partially is. What one sees and hears and feels and smells, all of those senses contain the big us, what you would call myriadness. But for everyone, they have their own myriadness in their own body as they see it. And they believe in or whatever they want to believe. In the Buddha or something higher. But we are just this, beings in bodies, connecting through space and time. These bodies generating certain things according to certain rhythms, according to certain algorithms. And the transformation of those algorithms we have seen for ourselves, that in our eyes is the heart of psychedelics, the deepest part. That warm embrace is still there, even if one dissects it, because it is a real touch, an actual real touch, an actual sensing. But most will tell you that actual real touch isn't there, but it is there. It is where one part of the universe connects to another part of the universe using electrical wiring in what we would call primates. we can speak using vibrations. Well, auditory, visual, it doesn't matter how we express ourselves. We can express ourselves in many ways. But in all actuality, all what I've ever been able to understand who I am is just that I am what I sense. And at most that. I'm only what I sense. Only what I can sense can become who I am at that moment. It sounds profound, but it is actually really true. One's own senses are the limitations of one's own reach into the world. One's literal vision reach is where one's vision world starts, begins, and ends. Same with the hearing, same with the smelling, same with the hugging. It may be mechanized, it may be deconstructed into its constituents, but that does not matter. This is utilizable and reutilizable compound for caring about other people in a deeper way. Because when you think of someone, that's when you actually really care about them. Thinking about someone makes you contact them, and contacting them makes you and them want to stay in contact with each other, to communicate. Yeah. I've got to learn to communicate. Well, welcome to Basic Human Functioning 101. But yeah, if you really want to figure out who you are, well, just dive in and soup served, so to speak. Because the only one who's on the menu is yourselves. When you literally can say what you're looking at, and you can just I'm hearing, or do you hear what I'm hearing? Yeah, precisely, myself. You look at everything and that's you. All of it is you. All of what you hear is, better to say, part of you. The whole horizon, the whole skyscrapers, the whole spacious room, it's all just a part of your greater self. And then you remember, oh, and my greater self is also just a little part of the entire universe. It's humbling, isn't it? We are not, one of the many enlightened ones, then, at most. I think Zen Buddhism, I think enlightenment, I've seen it too many times. It's just, you see things as they are, and it's just data input, nothing else. It's always this data input itself. It's raw data input. Well, if that's enlightenment, well... yeah, I think that's it. The raw data input is awakening and enlightenment. You really mean it? Like nothing special, nothing no, true reality is the thing we've got to investigate instead of investigating deep philosophical stuff. Let's just investigate us, find ourselves, become whole in ourselves, and then we venture forth as healed people. Because in all essence, yeah, what even as a lonely person, even there I can go outside and I can interact with other people, and that's up to me. But yeah, I didn't open the stream for those kinds of stuff, to think about where am I going. Of course also, but more like I figured out that when you when you're tripping high enough on acid, you can see, you can feel, you can venture into the thought loop conversions going on, the algorithms within your own brain doing their stuff, and you can get lost in that, and it's fascinating to look at. And also to program yourself using sound, like, I don't even know where to begin. All of the soundscape. Yeah, it is weird. Just weird, all of it. It feels weird, it sounds weird. But there's a kind of algorithmic conversion factor between what I see and what I feel, and the three-dimensionality of all of it. There's a kind of, what I would say, an algorithmic conversion factor going on somewhere that I'm noticing all the time going on. And that's where I say, yeah, I feel the machinery going on with all of the colors going on and this. It shows me more of, we are just biological machines. Very intricate, but the rudimentaries are still machine-like. And instincts are also just repetitive behaviors. I'm seeing, well, if I, for instance, see my visuals now, it's just like a kind of kaleidoscopic 3D, delicate, whatever, soundscape of things that I can and cannot touch at the same time. But there's also kind of being in a kind of three-dimensional cosmic web or something like that. One feels like a spider, one acts as like a spider, in some senses. Okay. Indeed, some predatory motifs are being printed like that on the visual cortex. I mean, if you just look at yourself as just being one of the research subjects, well, you tend to care less about what you actually really see, but more that not what you see, but how you process what you're seeing. Okay. Wow. Okay. If you can hear that, that's the sound of the trauma helicopter out there. Yeah, it's a pretty high disturbance, but it is what it is. It's more in the afterglow, like. Sounds so electric. But yeah. But what I'm seeing is just, well, all of the visual residuals of, yeah, well, my vision, whatever I see. Unprocessed, I think? I don't know. You open your eyes and there's a lot of patterning going on anyhow. It has been now for 2 hours. I'm 2 hours into this trip. Joe. Am I recovering quite well here? I'm still a reasonably healthy young lad. At least this time. I don't know. I don't know. I think it is dusty and moldy, but more my apartment is dusty and moldy, so yeah. Don't you care about being seen as dusty and moldy? Really? Really? I'm on the breakthrough of what I would call science here. I'm seeing the patterns repeated. I'm just mesmerized by all of the patternings that I'm seeing in my own field of vision. How should I put this? It's a kind of kaleidoscopically fun. Yeah, it's a kaleidoscope of colors. Pretty colors. Me colors. Great colors. Lovely colors. Positive colors. Well, that's the trip's intention, to be positive about ourselves. Ultra positivo. Why? In order to love myself more. But yeah, how do you love yourself more? Giving in to your demands. But what are my demands? I don't know. I just want to know. Oh yeah, actually, that's what I want to know. I want to know the truth. My demands are, I want to know the truth. How about that? What a fucking genius idea. But yeah, I have seen the conversion of one into the other seen happen right in front of my eyes. I felt it happen as part of algorithmic things happening deep inside that I feel and hear going on. It's part of the machinery going on. I feel it going on. I observe it going on, and it's fascinating that I can observe it, that we can observe it like that. All of what you hear, what you see, you can even vary it to some extent by modulating your own voice. Oh yeah, shamanism. They call that shamanism, but it's just voice modulations. And the multiple selves, oh well, multiple processor cores, just like, yeah, human brains have multiprocessor capabilities. You are confused why? At least two big personalities, the left and the right, which are competing with each other. But it's all one big, huge harmony. No, it isn't. It's a competition there. It's still friendly because, well, we do share the same damn fucking body, but it's still competition enough. Who gets to dominate the other? It just doesn't go automatically. There is some dominance involved in that. Internal, what you would call internal struggle, internal strife. It is automatic. But once that's done, you have this internal camaraderie as well. And compatriot, someone who will lay down their lives for you because, yeah, you bested them, but now you can be comrades. They are part of the army. They've served their purpose, and now you can serve yours. Yeah. Maybe I should see myself a bit of as kind of part of an army. Maybe I am. Nobody's telling me what I have to do with my own life. Do they? I mean, if someone would barge into the door and would kick it down, well, you can imagine what would happen then. Let's not go there. I mean, I can imagine all kinds of really nasty things that people in group form, in massively group form, in even imagined multi-galactic wars, all kinds of all kinds of atrocities, even worse than most people would be able to think of. Yeah, there's a lot that can really go wrong in that sense. So, yeah. Again, a lot that we can do for good, and also a lot that we can be of a hindrance for other people. Yeah. But the thing is, you can never ever truly be neutral. There is no neutral party. A society of one is just one. And you might say, yeah, this also holds for you. Yes, especially for me. Doesn't mean I have to go outside and ask for help from people to always accompany me, but it would be fine. Someone who would be there to listen, not judge me. Actually, someone who would listen and not judge me for being who I am. Some gentle advice. Well, like I'm giving myself now, as a viewers, in that sense. Become my own. Uncle. Yeah. I think the best thing that I can be is be my own uncle. The uncle that I actually need and deserve. Not the sham of a Ramalam uncle that I got. Not gonna name your name. You shall be the unnamed one. I mean, if you want to be that narcissistic and want to be in the spotlight, go right ahead. Who is the real uncle of this guy? You can fill you can fill the damn fucking cringe place if you really want to. But you'll be responsible for all of my cringe shit. All the corny cringe jokes about seeing reality as just, yeah, emotionally colored constructs, because that's what reality actually is. Emotionally colored constructs. That would be actually a good definition, wouldn't it? Emotionally colored constructs. I think that's a really great one. Now, at least I'm glad that I'm recording this, because I can't write for shit. My vision is blurry as hell. And I'm enjoying myself on this trip. Yeah, the biggest consequences will be for myself and the people around me, with me having more. Tomorrow will be an off day for me. Tomorrow there's an appointment. I have to be there early enough. It is what it is. And for the rest, yeah. I can do whatever, yeah. Whatever I really want to. I think it would be a great thing if I would just take a vacation and would just say, yeah, 2 or 3 weeks at least of just nothing. Total rest on my head would be quite nice, yeah. Just nothing planned, nothing to do. Just do whatever. I think I actually really need to take a vacation. Live streaming the moment where I say, maybe I am breaking a bit apart at the seams. Maybe I've been trying to struggle too long figuring out what I want to do. What even is this reality, what I'm talking about? Whatever I see and hear and feel, etc. Yeah, that's true. That's true for everyone. So, oh, but this is, but then that reality is an illusion. Well, then I'm the big illusion then. Until I finally die. Take my last breath. That's the illusion of life for me then. But they say there's a purpose even further beyond, and I don't see it. I just don't see it. Just survive, multiply, and take care. Especially take care. Tend to them with love and care. But mostly just take care. Nurture them with that love that some still at times really lack deep within. There's this kind of perfect emotional storm that's happening for me. Perfect in the sense like everything has consolidated it around this feeling for me. So you could call it the perfect coincidental feeling for this occasion, but it's most likely because we want it to be like that. It has to feel harmonious in order to be harmonious. That's why. Because deep down, all of us love the harmony. All of us love the harmony. All of us. We want to all survive, subside, love, exist. But some of us just want to be the best. That's the problem why some of us want to take the top. They just don't want to be subjugated to others, rightfully so in some cases. In other cases, if only you would understand why. But most people cannot. This is genetics. It is predisposed to certain animals to understand certain things because of genetics. Has been the case for millions of years, will be the case for millions of years. We humans are not the exception. In our case, it is what our species is best known for. At least I found my own skills. I would say hone your own, please. Our survival really depends on it. Our tribe, our pride. Our tribes, our prides. indigenous, native, tribal pride. I will bear that identification as a male member of, no matter who rejects me in this way. I've chosen where I stand. Because in the end, those who are the conquerors are the ones who will dictate those who have been conquered. This is an iron fist rule, has been for centuries. It is something that just happens. We outforce you, you will have to accept our rule. Yeah, and if the numbers advantage those who are from without, yeah, nasty things can happen. And if it's by design by the government, it's even more pernicious against the native population. All the supposed civil rights for those who are of native origin just vanish away when it's of those people of European indigenous descent. Then all those rights evaporate because our governments have sold out. But I'm Anglo pride, Germanic pride, Nordic pride, whatever country you're coming from, whatever your own country of origin is, and you are there, claim your own right, your own tribal ancestral rights. You don't have to dig into history. History is complicated and bullshit. Look at your ancestry, that should be enough. Your nativeness is enough already. Not saying that this is a declaration of war, but more like a call to know who to ally to, if help needed. I'm willing to help. And you might think, oh, he's not pro-indigenous rights. Of course I am. Of course. What about the Americas? Well, that's for the people in the Americas to take care of, isn't it? Let local politics be problems of the local politics and not become a part of the global political elite nonsense. If someone blows up something somewhere, unless it's in my neighborhood, what do I really care? No, really. What do you care that tens of thousands of men might die today, or maybe a few hundreds only? The war against Russia is it's good to be against Russia. Yeah, unless you're a Russian civilian or Russian refugee. There are so many things that are going on in current days, even with regards to local politics here in Europe, where I say maybe we shouldn't be brown-nosing in other people's business when we haven't our own business. Fished out of the gutter, so to speak. Because what I've been seeing in the past times is that we have to stand for Ukraine, etc. That's okay. I don't mind. I'm pro peace, but then please let peace happen. But I haven't seen any peace of anyone. Do I believe in peace? I'm not a damn fucking hippie, no. If there's any possibility for actual real deep peace, then it would be the more exploitable option. If you know where the struggle rolls. But yeah, this is me and my still how I view global politics. It's everyone for themselves, and I want to make some money about it as well. Please sponsor me on on FinalFantasyFair.com. Go to. I'm trying to remember these damn fucking shit lines that people tend to make for. Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. Please buy it now on Steam. Buy the Steam version on Steam. Now the Steam shop is on sale on Amazon for just $1. You can buy the whole of Steam. I'm selling you it for cheap, well cheapo. Just $1. Yeah. I'm forgetting one thing. Once we get to the whole of this stuff, I just think, whatever, I just want to have fun. Maybe that's it. I just want to have fun. But telling song and doing stuff and being serious is the most fun in most people's eyes. Yeah, but what is fun? I mean, for instance, the core doctrine of Buddhism is to eliminate all suffering through this quenching of desires, through the cessation of all of what you can experience, the cessation of the fetters, the cessation of all what is coming in, the cessation of all thinking, of all whatever you can perceive, process, analyze, whatever, that has to cease. And then you've only stopped reincarnation for just one person, and that's then nirvana. There's no more suffering through a near eternal amount of rebirth. And I just think, well, wait a minute, how did we get to the whole rebirth stuff? Where does this come from? Oh yeah, it comes from out of the Vedas. But I never agreed to believing in anything about being reborn. What is this death and rebirth and an immortal soul doing in this Buddhism here? It's a core tenet of the philosophy, of the non-religion, of this non-religion. Well, then that is an ideology, sorry to say, but it has certain core tenets, which is reincarnation, and reincarnation of people. People existing is the proof that they are suffering, and they are suffering because they have karmic debts. And what is karmic debts? It's all of your desires. It's a kind of self-fulfilling prophecies. All what you want to avoid, or what you want to go to, and you better not want that or the other, but be in peace with it. Yeah, it burns, but yeah, it burns. It's just a bit of pain. It's not suffering. I don't want to flee this burning flames, this jittery hellhole. Oh no. And then you just take your Western sledgehammer and just... That's bullshit. There is no enlightenment. There's just damn good old sensing, and that's it. You have some wants, you have some non-wants, and yeah, Buddhism has some fancy schmancy ways of achieving that. There are some nice tantric ways, there are some nice, really sectarian, hyper-focused on the breath, attention, way. Breathe nice. Hours and hours and all kinds of whatever they are actually really can imagine the finest of horrors and ecstasies, what all these disciples and these people are going through, and I just think, and it's just a bit of perceptual fun. I just laugh at some other thing. You're fucking dumb. You're just stupid. So you do all these years of training in order to not feel something, some part of your existence, not sense some part of your existence, to shut the sound down, to shut the sight down. Impressive. I can't do that. What does it do for your Buddhist salvation? Zilch squat. It only helps with mastering the techniques. Which techniques? In order to purge yourself, to karmically purge yourself. Why would I do that? Because you need karmic cleansing. Because I told you it's in the text. That's the problem. Buddhism comes with some instructions already. Divine instructions already. And most people don't understand that. Most people think it's just some religious voodoo, whatever. Doesn't. The problem is, technically speaking, you can't even get enlightened then. It's impossible for you to get enlightened for someone else. You can only become enlightened for your own sake. That's what I figured out with regards to any kind of Buddhism. Your salvation is most likely only just for you. And then you hope you can teach others. So you're a bodhisattva, a great teacher, one of the arahants. And they have special designation. All of these people who are enlightened masters have certain special protections, karmic protections against them. From whom? They're from. Well, there's a lot of assumed Hindustani and also Vedic baggage going on, but most people don't understand that that is going on deep inside of Theravada, Majavana, and all the big three ones, and it's just a mess in a sense. Because if it comes to the fact that you have to come to the understanding that you are what you see, feel, hear, etc., well, duh. That's easy. That's easy enough if you have a scientifically... even for scientists, that should be kind of easy to understand why that must be the case. But what you see, feel, and hear, all of the sensory data, raw data, eventually equates one person. Yeah, it just does compute like that. Precisely, that's why we have this consciousness, this knowing about ourselves. That's where it comes from. By having figured out, oh yeah, we do have sense organs. How does this exist? Why does this work? How does this work? Why question? Indeed. Because we want to know. What do we want to know? What the fucking truth is? What is the damn fucking truth? Well, we don't know. How would we know? We only know that we can ask questions. And there are some answers, but they're true or untrue. Well, we don't know yet. Let's try to figure that out. Let's ask more questions. Why question, indeed? I mean, the simple, even the most simple question, you can start with that. Just with that. It's already enough. Why does it happen? Why do I feel like this? Why? There's a never-ending amount of questions, and they should be asked. They should be proclaimed even. Oh, I don't understand. Yeah, well, either you didn't think enough, or you were not smart enough to come up with something better than, oh, I don't know. And sometimes, I don't know, is the correct is actually a good answer. What is the purpose of life? Well, to propagate itself and spread itself. That's easy. That's the easy part. But how do we do that? In our particular case of the Homo sapiens sapiens variant, well, there are certain traditions, blah, 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 blah. Well, you can go into your own specifics, but yeah. I still think that Buddhism has a lot to offer, but it's inadequate for a lot of understanding who you really are when it comes down to the nitty-gritty. It doesn't really address Tibetan Buddhism might address, and Zen Buddhism really address the more practical concerns like living in a real world and dealing with weird encounters and intoxicants like LSD or other psychoactive substances. And how do you deal with that? A lot of here I will say that the Tibetan Buddhist approach is actually a more balanced one. I mean, there are tantric practices with regards to the use of whatever stimulants they ever used in those times, and they recommend to use now. But you wouldn't be able to understand. Why wouldn't I? I just don't believe in that reincarnation stuff. I don't believe in the karma stuff. I do believe that whatever you really want to have, you will manifest, for instance, to some extent. I mean, if I want to see a damn fucking me as a conqueror, well, I will show myself in some ways as the conqueror with an iron fist and a huge metal sword. But those are those archetypes we are talking about, the Nietzschean, Jungian archetypes. But I'm not a conqueror. I'm more of a trickster. Why? Because playing around is actually something which I do enjoy. And the trickster just says, why? Why? How does this work? Oh, how do I... The best trickster is the one who says, let's dissect myself in order to understand how I actually really work. Why do I work like I do? The most pernicious tricksters, the most powerful humans, I think, are those who are willing to dissect themselves, even in a willing audience. That nasty, narcissistic tinge of a taste on my tongue, but we don't mind. No, we don't mind. Because that's also part of the self-love, this visual self-love. And it can be felt. When we have become our own God in the eye of ourselves. It's self-recursion, self-reflection, all over and over and over again. And it's not bad, it's actually really good and great, even. This is the chosen moment, yeah. Why not? I can make it the chosen moment. This is a part of the wonder of psychedelics. You know how they work. You know how to improve how they work on you. That they make you capable of exaggerating not just what you feel, but loop it into itself. And loading all what you see with that recursive self-love, willingly, knowingly. Whoa. Live on camera. Total self-worship. Willingly, knowingly, chosen by me. It's still blissful enough, but it's less blissful than we thought it would be. Live on TV. And we know that we are experiencing it. Wow. So this is bliss love? Self-recursive bliss love, using the visual cortex itself. And willing it through, just willing it through. Whoa. That is impressive. To just will it through. Being able to will it through. Wow. I wish anyone could experience something like this. This is absolute pure bliss. Just serene peace. Is that really a sound that I'm hearing, or is it just buzzing inside? I don't know. Does it matter? Yeah. Why don't I make myself blissful on purpose? That's the whole damn fucking purpose of this whole trip. To have this bliss. To willingly, recursively encourage it. This is something that you can try for yourself. Will into it. Into what you see and what you experience. Just raw. Look at things and just push yourself into them. Push. Yeah, gently, tug, whatever. It's just dance around with the concepts that surround yourself like that. You might think he has lost it. No, no, no. This is the pure and great part of psychedelics. Willingly, knowingly having this self-love for yourself. And recording this live while you do this, and knowingly, that, I would say, is mastery. Because I've never ever heard of anyone doing something like this. No, not on a live stream. Knowing, I was able to put it on. I was able to have this penultimate awakening. Well, I awakened to just who I am. In my own body, in our body. We who reside in this body. And that's myriadness, yes. Yeah, I think that's a good introduction. A warm introduction. Oh yeah, but what about your tribal? Well, it is what it is, isn't it? But how can you proclaim that while, well, you'd have to be awakened and enlightened enough to understand. And to understand that you have to choose sides. And, well, because of your own inaction in most cases. You chose for the wrong side. The side against the native people, the side for the conquerors, the side who want to eliminate people like me. Eventually it will come down to that. I'm not going to say that I'm going to go out and do some stuff, but yeah, how can you still have your own ethnic, national, tribalistic pride? Because when you are stripped of your nationality, what else do you have but your genes and where you came from? that they cannot take from me. This makes my own identity. This makes part of my own identity. And my willingness of being my own chosen one. I am the chosen one because I choose so. That's why. Because I looked at it and I smiled. That's why. And I thought it was good. So it has been 3 hours already into the trip. 1 hour into this whole monologue. I'm ready to go outside, just have a nice walk, because, oh jeez, when you manifest as yourself like this, indeed, Terence McKenna is totally right. This is totally perpendicular on the whole stuff with Buddhism. So that's why I think Buddhism must be wrong in some ways. The whole, what do I want? Wanting to transcend. Transcend what? A karmic rebirth? Death and rebirth? We already die and live. That's normal for us Europeans. We just die and hopefully we go to our ancestors. I don't believe that. But it would be quite nice if I would be able to contribute in a good way, a positive way, of reinforcing those who need to be reinforced. And that I, in some ways, am a bit of a detriment to those who need to be detrimented on. Sounds kind of parasitic, but yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. But at least I'm hurting no one, currently. Except myself, maybe. but Buddhism and spirituality, yeah, psychedelics, I think I agree with Terence McKenna on this one. They stand perpendicular on matters of spirituality, and shamanism and spirituality, I think, are in odds with each other, and rightfully so. Ugh. But it's a good time for me to go outside because, well, it has been about 3 hours now. I've really reached again another peak of just letting it come to me. Seeing what things are as they are. And just staring like a madman. Like the madman that could. The madman that would. Yeah. Visions of love. Visions of self-love, better to say. What you're seeing now are indeed life visions of self-love broadcasted to you from, well, this location. Because self-love is love for what I see, and what I see is a reflection of what goes on outside. So in some ways, I am fine with it, but it is what it is. I cannot change too much about it, only that I gaze in amazement, in the beauty of it all. And in that I love to gaze, this gaze that others just have forgotten, the gaze, to just stare. I want to just see what happens if I keep on going. Yeah, but then everything is just me, yes. Willingly, yes, whatever you see is willingly also you. Yes, what you hear as well, yes. Self-worship. This is a moment I make for myself. You can enjoy and bask in what I see. I don't mind doing it like that. Actually, this is not as addictive that, as I would think it would be. It's still addictive, but it's not like cocaine. Like, oh, I'm addicted to myself. Oh, no, not like that. It's just a tingy bit of self-affirming addictive, but yeah, it's. What if I'm the most famous person ever? Who gives a fuck? As long as I reach people who need to be reached, that's okay. And most likely it's just me. But yeah, the stream is mostly for recordings that I have figured out that, yeah, what I see is literally what is being converted into, yeah, it's being converted with algorithms. And I see those algorithms, I taste the algorithms, I hear the algorithms, I am the algorithms, these are the algorithms that change me into all of this. And that, knowing that, I can close my eyes and deconstruct and decipher myself, hopefully finding solace in it all. I call it enlightenment. It's just more of this narcissistic self-reflection. That's all it is. That's your damn fucking psychedelics on display. It's all just damn dumb narcissism. Just a smorgasbord of feelings and intentions and symbolisms. Nothing more. Just sensings with symbolic links, algorithms to transform it all. And that's what you call a trip. Yeah, I wanted to know. Now you do too. At least this is my explanation for it all. It's just sensings, symbolism, feelings all over and over and over again. And concentrating and pushing and enveloping, snatching, reaching, wanting, pushing, the want, the total hypermaniacness. But it's not infinite. There is no infinite. It's just so much, overwhelming, so hyper. Yes, hyperlatives for all kinds of feelings and symbolic links. All of that deciphered. It's just machinery, algorithms, nothing else. Laid bare. As far as we know it. Yeah. I treat myself as compliant machinery to myself. I hear it all. But what do I really want? I wish there would be peace. But yeah, as long as there is no disagreement, there is peace. As long as, even if I'm discontent, I can become content again. That depends if it's possible within the current means or not. Oh yeah, love and contentment is just an equation. It's an emotional equation, but it can be solved. Love is just caring, and the other is love. Caring about the other is love. That is what it is. You have these warm, fuzzy, positive feelings towards someone else. Or towards yourself. First for yourself. Without those warm, fuzzy, we want to stay alive feelings. Why would you want to live? Life is miserable. That sounds really harsh, but it is. There's a lot that is painful. I'm tired. I wish I could sleep. The light is so bright. It's too bright. Yeah, I'm philosophizing because I can. It's deconstruction while I'm live streaming it. Remembering to be the commentary on what I want to record. I want to understand how I work in all of my facets in order to reconstruct myself better than before. To become better as a human. To serve as an example of what one can do while using psychedelics in order to dissect oneself in one's own brain, visualize it, and then overlay it and use the command codes, the cheat codes, the frequency sheet codes in order to influence, shamanistically influence ourselves and invoke love, deeper love. Self-love through vocal commands. That's shamanism 101. Use the right frequencies, chirp along, and bingo presto presto, you've got love. And it actually really works. Wow. An alchemist of love. Just by deconstructing myself, I found the fountain of love. I was one of them. I am one of them. I'm not the only one of them. Glad. Doesn't mean there ain't strife, but if there is some camaraderie, there will be camaraderie. So this is self-love. Also part of self-love. Yes, the shamanistic routine testing, the self-harmonization, using psychedelics. Especially when compared to the last time, that one went really wrong. I still have some problems with my, well, with some of my anatomy, still. But that's work in progress. But for the rest, yeah. The advice has been, don't trip more. My own advice and my deepest desire is trip more. One more time. One more time, Didi. You know. But yeah, if this works, then it works. Thing is, you have to be invested somehow. But yeah, this world and Buddhism tells you to not be invested, to just say goodbyes. I would say no. Take relish in the here, right here and now. It most likely will be the only thing that you will have left once you are gone. There will be only permanent marks there, hopefully. But even the annals of history will eventually forget. The mark is what you have set in motion for yourself and others. That's the biggest mark. And getting to harmonize yourself in the way is actually also something really great. Not many people can do that. And live stream it even. Yeah. Did I need? Yes, I need it. It's that I have such a really oversensitive and self-critical reaction of how people subconsciously and unconsciously react to me, and they can't help themselves and I can't help my instincts and intuitions in that way. How all of this goes, I can't hold that in either. I see it and it just hurts. It all just hurts. I don't like looking at all of that pain that other people experience. And I don't know whether it's my own pain reflected back at me, or whether it's the other people's pain reflected, whether I'm really sensing their pain. I don't know. Most likely it's both. I'm just so oversensitive with that kind of stuff. I just suck it all in. But yeah, loving to stare. I love to stare like a madman. A psychotic madman. No, I'm not insane. I'm just staring like I'm insane. Oh, yeah. With regards to the self-reiteration and self-recursion, I have developed the concept of self-phase, so to speak. A kind of how you are in phase or out of phase with yourself while you are tripping. While you're in phase with some components of yourself and with others. It sounds weird, but it does jive with two separate halves working asynchronous, for instance. I think I'm feeling the asynchronicity of both my cerebral halves trying to take control. It's fun. It's a fun contest. But geez, whoa, who wins? But still, we want to. One of us will win, and the other will also win. We all win. Dominant and even subdominant. It doesn't really matter. Someone has won. It has been fun, and that's good. I wanna go outside and just enjoy a bit of the day. Each and every time, I think, oh no, I'm not going to have this. Oh yeah, the whole. Oh yeah, we actually really came to another breakthrough, didn't we? A real breakthrough experience, a real. Now, this shit's got reals and philosophical reals for reals. Yeah. But maybe it's how I wax philosophical. And I'm already someone who's kind of really. Oh. In some ways, I'm totally fascinated maniacally with being a fanatic of any kind. Staring like a madman. Staring is so great. Or just even broadly staring and letting it all stare back. And having this self-recognition and everything that you see. It also has your identity. And you can reinforce that willingly. It takes effort to self-recurse like this, to have such a, what they would call cosmic non-dual state, but it isn't cosmically non-dual. No, it's just, yeah, a mirroredness state. So the awareness is interconnected. A lot of awareness is interconnected. And me still functioning under it. And being able to say, yeah, I feel it all, I process it all, and yum yum. This is tasty. Tasty algorithms, yes. It feels, it smells, it is algorithms. It's my algorithms. It's also a different kind of self-love. More technical self-love, but self-love notwithstanding. But yeah, you have to feel it and see it and understand it to really appreciate all of it. To really stand in the moment, right here, right now. I don't need a mirror. All I need is to just see. And that's all. The canvas of me. But now you look out of your... No, you can have the concept of no self. While just looking out of your damn... Oh, no, what is it? You are everything that you see. You're just the clouds that waved, all of it that waved. Oh, don't mind the hands. Those are also just constructs of your mind. All of it is just a construct of your mind. You are just a construct of your own mind. And all is mind. Haven't I shown you that all is mind? All is mind. And without mind there is no real existence. And it does absolutely feel like that. All is mind. Mind makes all. Mind makes real. It's the ultimate force, infinite love. Or whatever the fuck they are thinking about. And actually, yeah, there's a lot of reverberations. Oh, I'm cosmically one. I'm experiencing oneness, a cosmic oneness. It's all just with yourself in your own body. But then that's where the damn fucking self-delusions, the self-convincing of psychedelics kicks in, and you get convinced of whatever the fuck you really want to believe. That's the power of psychedelics. They make you believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. That's precisely why they are so dangerous. Exactly why. This is exactly why they are so dangerous. Why people fear them. Because most people can't handle them like this. Most people can't just say, oh yeah, nice concept, but it doesn't really pertain to real reality. Oh, all of this is being made out of my consciousness. Come on. Serious? Do you really believe that? I don't. Even in understanding that I'm the fucking simulation of my own body, and knowing and being able to having these kinds of really deep, awesome, I still know who I am. I'm my own body's sensory perceptions. We perceive sensations. That's it. Oh. Yes, we perceive sensations. Each thing is itself. But Guru can fuck off. I know what I know. And I know that I'm real. Or better to say, I am whatever this world is just a construct of whatever I perceive this to be a brain, which I can somehow perceive in the skull, and with a nervous system generating all of this, all of the electrical impulses, and me feeling the electrical impulses, me feeling and seeing the patterning. Oh yeah, why could that be? Oh, it's because it's deeply philosophical. No, it's just recursion. Just damn fucking recursion. It's just visual recursion. It's all recursion and deviation. Nothing else. But you goddamn dumb fucks. You didn't want to know for sure what actual reality is. You wanted to believe something in. And that's where you went wrong. Because I found it. As far as I can see, there's only other people. Yourself and other people, and that's it. In bodies. In what we would call bodies. But of course, I don't know. Maybe. I haven't seen them. Could be. Let's figure out. Oh, this is stuff of course science. Yeah, I tend to really believe in that because it fucking works, damn it. This fucking shit works. It works. It fucking works. The repeated use of your damn fucking smartphone proves beyond all reasonability that consensus reality is a really good approximation of objective reality as far as that level goes. But what is behind that, we don't really know. That's what other really smart people are trying to figure out, but it's only descriptions of descriptions of descriptions. And some of these descriptions are kind of philosophical, and yeah, that's where other disagreements start. Now do you see why it is really difficult to love yourself in such a world? Because the world is complicated, it is nuanced, and not everyone is on your side. But at least be on your own side. I do advocate that. So if you are in a trip, just focus on yourself first. If you can't do anything else. If you're so intellectually poor that you cannot figure out in a damn fucking deep trip, even helter skelter, that your body is most likely part of objective reality, well, I think you've got another one coming then. But this reality ain't real. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you with the gurus and all of the followings, but I'm on my own way. Some nice insights from Zen Buddhism, from Tibetan Buddhism, from even Theravada, even the whole sitting and just staring or concentrating on your breath. I just do it with staring. How can it be that I can stare like a madman? Hey, that's how I learned it. I just stared like a madman and kept concentrating. It also dampens thinking. And then you understand, oh yeah, this whole thing is no thinking stuff is fun, but it's also overrated. It doesn't satisfy all the curiosity. It doesn't let you show you the fun stuff that psychedelics show you. No, just looking out. Oh yeah, things are as they are. Each thing is itself. I know that. But you can't know for sure. Well, even according to if you would want to describe hydrogen, well, you can go about it in more proton and electrons. We can say photon, an excitation is a proton field with an excitation is an electron field in a kind of harmonically oscillating, stable, steady solution. I know the terms. I know what it's all about. I understand the whole stuff. And those of you who will say, but quantum measurement only says that macroscopically there will be behavior which we think is caused by this statistically. It's a description, not a prescription. But seems like some people in philosophy never ever really took some good notice of that. It's a description, not a prescription. We don't know why quantum mechanics works. Somehow it works. And there's a kind of stochastics involved, and I'm not learned enough to understand what is actually really involved in those kinds of stochastic. You have quantum electrodynamics and you have quantum chromodynamics, but also now let's get myself an image game capture. Oh, good to know. Display capture. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes. Okay, yeah, let's just do it like that. Where is... Oh, oh god, it wasn't on top. I had the priorities wrong with this whole device, but no. Let's see. Stochastical electrodynamics. Nee. I mean, then I still can... Stochastic electrodynamics. So this is a different way of formulating quantum mechanics, and well, yeah, I don't know how deeply I understand some of this. I only know that there's a kind of stochastic electromagnetism obeying Maxwell's equations and particle motion driven by Lorentz forces. Okay. With one unconventional hypothesis, the classical field has radiation even at T is 0. Okay. Oh, this is actually fun. And you? I'll leave you with that. Hey, I'm going to have some fun outside, going away from the center, because the center of a city is most, unless you're totally really someone who loves conversing with people, it's ill-advised to go seeking it up all the time. And you have a nice time.